have been complaining about the judge's clerk, and you say that the judge is compromised and the clerk appears compromised. Tell me why.
Well, I actually can't tell you why because I'm gagged.
Right.
I can tell you that, we'll be filing papers to address all of those issues. And the fact that, frankly, Maria, I can't even discuss it with you, and I'm his spokeswoman, I'm his attorney, says a lot about what the judicial system, the state of our judicial system right now.
I think I did see that there were donations that the clerk had given, very supportive to the Democrats. That was one issue. Are you going to file to get a mistrial?
Yes.
When will you do that? Today?
Soon.
Yeah.
Very soon.
Because Donald Trump's lawyers kept on attacking Judge Arthur Engoron's principal law clerk, even after a gag order was imposed on Donald Trump back on October 3rd in the New York Attorney General civil fraud case, where Donald Trump violated that gag order twice and was held in contempt of court twice and had to pay sanctions twice in the trial. The gag order was imposed on Donald Trump's lawyers like Alina, Habba, Christopher Kise, and others. But because they just can't control themselves, now what it appears that they are doing is they go on these media appearances and then have the interviewer ask them about the gag order so that they could basically say, well, I can't talk about the clerk. I can't get into that. I'm being gagged. Meanwhile, they're talking about the case on all other aspects. It's just a end run around the gag order so that they can threaten the judge's law clerk. How much lower can you get than that? Well, I'll show you other clips of that, but how much lower can you get than that? This is Alina Habba right here. She went to a UFC event with Donald Trump. There she is next to the New York Jets owner, Woody Johnson, who is a trust fund kid who inherited his parents' money from the Johnson & Johnson fortune and has been a loser his entire life. And there they are together, and she's wearing a FJB necklace. This is from the past few days, and F stands for the F word, Joe Biden necklace. And there she is with her MAGA pocketbook. Just think about it like this. Trump's lawyer is out there with an F Joe Biden necklace that, by the way, you can buy for $99, and a MAGA purse. Do you get more odd and weird and unprofessional than that? Anyway, here's another example, though, of Alina Habba being asked a question on an interview she did in one of these right-wing networks, where she's asked about the gag order. The person asking the question, though, also, I mean, it makes no sense what he's saying. He goes, defendants are always allowed to do whatever they want to do. And now you're being gagged. And now New York Attorney General Letitia James can say whatever she wants to say, but Donald Trump can't say anything. No, Donald Trump can say anything he basically wants to say. He just can't threaten the judge's law clerk. Watch, though, how Alina Habba tries to get around the gag order, and notice what she does here. She references Elise Stefanik's letter. I did a hot take on this over the weekend. Elise Stefanik, MAGA Republican congresswoman, who wrote a letter reporting Judge Engoron to the Judicial Committee, saying that he violated the ethical canons of being a judge based on the way he's presided over the Trump case. And in the letter, she attacks Judge Engoron's law clerk. So by Alina Habba here referencing Elise Stefanik's letter and telling people to read that, in my view, that would be a violation of the gag order, saying you can't threaten Judge Engoron's law clerk. Play this clip.
Can I ask you about the gag order? Because I've always learned, and I'm sure you did as well, that the person is innocent until proven guilty, that all of the rules and regulations and gag orders and whatever else is on there is to help the defense. The defense is the party that gets the favorable on everything because, again, that's the party that has to defend itself in court. Why exactly are they able to put a gag order on President Trump and anybody and I guess his sons and maybe even try to do it to you? Well, Letitia James goes on X every night and makes her case. Every single night she goes on there and makes her case about how horrible the guy is.
That's right. And what happened to innocent until proven guilty? She's literally constantly calling them frauds, constantly calling them liars. But I am gagged, so I can't speak to the one issue that he gagged us on, which, if you can look it up, but I'm not allowed to speak about that. He claims, the basis is safety and other things, but quite honestly, I could tell you stories for days about my own safety that's been at risk because of some of these really radical left thinking people. It's frightening. And the truth is, there is a serious corruption permeating our justice system, and we have to do something about it. I know Elise Stefanik filed something today. I saw that, and good for her. There's judicial ethics, judicial codes, and they have to be abided by.
And they're not being abided by, and it makes me crazy.
So you heard what Alina Habba was saying there. And again, they're not gagged on anything other than don't talk about the judge's law clerk, because now she's getting death threats because of the threats that Donald Trump made against her. And Judge Engoron is trying to protect the law clerk. And just notice like how Alina Habba goes right into MAGA mode right there. Play the victim. Oh, everyone's coming after me. Radical left this, radical left liberals. What are you even talking about? I mean, it's so pathetic. You're out there threatening the judge's law clerk, and there are consequences for that action when your client is engaged in that, and then you're told not to mention the law clerk's name. And so this is Elise Stefanik's letter where she writes to and we talked about this in a hot take, a judicial complaint against Judge Arthur Engoron that she is writing. She's a member of Congress, a MAGA Republican, reporting Judge Engoron to the Judicial Committee for his conduct. I've redacted the portion where she references the Judge Engoron's principal law clerk, but it's right there underneath the redaction. So by Alina Habba referencing this letter that references the name of the law clerk, to me, that's a violation. I mean, it seems like a pretty clear violation to me. I'm not sure if the New York Attorney General's office is going to bring this to the attention of the judge, but I think that they definitely should here.
Good health starts with good habits. Quip makes it easy by delivering all the oral care essentials you need to take care of your mouth. The Quip electric toothbrush has timed sonic vibrations with 30-second pulses to guide you to a dentist-recommended 2-minute clean. It's lightweight and sleek. The design is for adults and kids with no wires or bulky chargers to weigh you down. The Quip toothbrush also has a multi-use travel cover that doubles as a mirror mount for less clutter and reusable handles in a range of sleek metal hues as well as bright plastic colors, sure to make a pop to your bathroom counter. And so you know, the electric toothbrush isn't all Quip has to offer. The water flosser hits all the right spots with a gentle or deep clean pressure at the touch of a button, and the Quip mints and gum are incredibly refreshing. I truly have Quip to thank for my entire dental care routine, and I don't know where I'd be without them. So listen, it's time to skip the batteries and snap into healthy habits with the new Quip rechargeable electric toothbrush. All the features of the original Quip plus one magnetic charge powers up to 3 months of brushing. If you go to getquip.com/Meidas right now, you'll get 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, and water flosser. That's 20% off any electric toothbrush, mint and gum dispenser, and water flosser at getquip.com/Meidas, spelled GETQUIP.com/Meidas. Quip, the good habits company.
And then also, just if you look at Elise Stefanik's letter, you see how disingenuous it is. Just watch look what she says. Elise Stefanik goes, and Judge Engoron, this is the complaint to the Judicial Committee, and Judge Engoron has made it crystal clear he doesn't care what defendant Donald Trump or his attorneys have to say. Indeed, Judge Engoron illegally gagged him. Judge Engoron told the defendant, quote, "We are not here to listen to what you have to say." He told the defendant's counsel, I'm not here to hear what he has to say. Now sit down. Now here's the thing, folks. You know they're being deceptive when they don't provide you with the full quote. And that's one of the biggest problems I have with MAGA. I mean, I probably have a lot bigger problems, but one of the things is just the deception. Because if you want to have just an honest conversation about it and say, Judge Engoron acted inappropriately, well, give me the full sentence of what he said, because I'm going to be honest. If Judge Engoron truly said, I don't care what the defendant has to say, now sit down and be quiet, and that was the end of it, I would say that's concerning. And that's why, when they engage in this conduct, the deception to me is so pernicious and so nefarious, because what Judge Engoron said is, I'm not here to hear what he has to say. I'm here to listen to his answers to the questions that are being asked. Mr. Trump will have the opportunity on direct examination to answer any questions that you ask him, and then I will listen to the answers. A judge is here to listen to the answers of the questions, not to just hear people rant about whatever. For example, Don Jr. testified on Monday, and as Don Jr. is testifying on Monday, Judge Engoron let him speak about how great Don Jr. thinks the Trump organization is and ramble for over an hour on just telling a bizarre history of the Trump organization that's not even really relevant to the case. Judge Engoron listened to that because it's on direct exam. On cross-exam, you answer the questions. That's the way a court works. Now, if Elise Stefanik just said in her statement, Judge Engoron stated, I'm not here to hear what the defendant has to say. I'm here to listen to his answers. And everybody thought that was wrong. I would say at least we're agreeing to what he actually said, and then we can make our own determination and assessment on it. But they don't. They deceive in those ways, in material ways. And then finally, here is Alina Habba again. And here she is calling the Trump adult kids, little boys and kids, and they're going after the kids. They're going after the boys. I mean, these are adults who are older than her, and they're supposed to be executives of this company. Here, play this clip.
They looked at their titles and they looked at, frankly, PR. And if they patch in the kids, it's more days that Letitia James can go out there and speak. It's more press for her, and it's more of an impact. Radical left liberals don't really care about facts. They don't care about law. They care about making statements. And these kids did nothing wrong. They should not be in this case. Ivanka's already out of the case. The boys should not be in the case. Their testimony was direct. And they just want to make it as if there was some sort of corruption and some sort of conspiracy. There was none. There was an accounting firm, there were lawyers, and there were sophisticated lenders that all did their job, and nobody got harmed.
Yeah.
But Miss James wanted a headline. She campaigned on this, remember, before she was even the Attorney General. That's how she got the Attorney General role.
Yeah.
She campaigned on Trump, so she had to follow through. And she should really dismiss this case. It's making her look.
So you see, folks, how Alina Habba is trying to evade the gag order that's been imposed on her by having the people who are questioning her ask her questions about the gag order so she can say, I'm being gagged, and then reference the gag order, and then tell people to go look at who the name of the law clerk is by like referencing Elise Stefanik's letter. I mean, it's just such shameful conduct. It really is. But we'll see if Judge Engoron takes any action there. And I want to give a hat tip to Ron Filipkowski at MeidasTouch.com for breaking some big stories here on this that have really led to Donald Trump being held accountable for these gag order violations. You should check us out at patreon.com/MeidasTouch.
Hey Meidas Mighty, love this report? Continue the conversation by following us on Instagram at MeidasTouch to keep up with the most important news of the day. What are you waiting for? Follow us now.